Greetings, I'm Robert, and I've spent my career fixing things, building systems that worked. Now I'm using that same thinking to make and save money in retirement. And I'm sharing what actually works. The story today is about an old lawn tractor that I had, and the thought process between just junking it out and turning it into cash. The old tractor wasn't worth much. As you can see, it needed a battery. The belts were all chewed up. It was going to take $200 or $300 in a week of my time to maybe sell it for $400 or $500. Well, yeah, most people would junk it. I decided to take a closer look. So I built up a rig with the winch off of an old Jeep with a remote control and a stepladder, and I'm a geezer. I don't crawl under things very well anymore. But with this rig, I was able to pick it up and get underneath and get a look. So the first question we ask is, well, what do we figure all of these parts are worth? Because the whole rig is an awful lot of work for not a big payoff. So I went and looked at what a new part would cost, and we're in the $69 range. The part that was on the tractor was in great shape. The teeth weren't chewed up. Nothing was wallowed out. It was a good part. So you figure it's worth about half, so say $30. And then looked at the things that I decided not to fix and not to sell. We had pieces that the blades hooked to that were all chewed up and pretty much of no value. So where'd all the money come from? If we look at all the bearings and pulleys and parts that are directly tied to this model tractor, they're worth some dollars. So we took estimates of what we thought the stuff was worth, and then we went on and did some research on eBay on what parts actually sell for. There's a way to find it on eBay. So let's look at why it worked. I had an account on eBay. I set up an account on Marketplace. And then I looked up the number of the local recycler scrapyard, and to get rid of the bones that I just couldn't do anything with. If you're interested, I have a sheet. You can check below and check the link, and it works pretty well. If nobody in your family wants any of this crap, now you may have someone. If you have someone, make them come over and pick it up right away. This will open up the area so that you can see what else needs to be cleaned out, because typically a big pile of junk is covering another big pile of junk. Hey, thank you very much for tuning into this short segment of the Geezer Guide on how to make $1,000 or $3,000 a month just with the things you have around you. Looking forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thanks.